Stephanie St. John. Stephanie St. John.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Matt, thank you so much for your speech today. And I am really excited that I could get to be here and to evaluate you. I thought you were so motivational and you were passionate and you had so much energy. After you were done, I kept thinking, I'm like, should I go be an Iron Man right now? I really felt like I could, even though I do little to no physical activity, I could immediately go out and do what you did. So I thought that you had so much positive energy and you really relayed that to us as we were watching your speech. I thought that you had really great audience engagement. I thought at the beginning, it was really great that you asked us a question to get us engaged in what you were saying and to get us to pay attention. Even if it was something, I was ready to raise my hand and then I was like, oh, never mind. So I thought you had great facial expressions. You had great vocal variety. Your volume was great. And I just thought that you had really great awareness of your space in Zoom. You utilized you were all over the place. You were moving around, you were front and back. You really utilized your Zoom box. And I know that some people that's really hard. So I thought that you did great at really using all of the space around you. You had your hand gestures and I made a note. I really loved that at the beginning of your speech, you embraced the pause with your first story. I was feeling the tension as you were talking about that story when you were younger and you forgot your line and you were waiting and we were all waiting and we were trying to figure out what was going to happen, and we really were with you in that moment and you weren't afraid to be quiet while we were. I know sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't stop talking for that long. But I thought that was a really great aspect of your speech and really had us in that moment with you. I thought it was great that you incorporated dialogue when you were talking to your mentor during that piece of the story. The speech structure was really great in that you were carrying us through all of these different areas. You started with, these are the 3 items. You took us through the 3 items, and then you recapped at the end and had a call to action for us to really take action in our own lives and to take those setbacks and make them comebacks. 2 areas just of improvement: as you were moving around, you were inching a little close, and then you got a little too close and we lost your hand gestures for a little bit, kind of near the end. So while you were aware most of the time, we kind of lost you a little bit. And then also, while one of my favorite stories was the first story, I didn't feel that it tied in as well with the other 2 that you talked about a little later. So while it's an excellent story and I think it can tie in, maybe we could flesh it out a little bit to weave it a little bit better with the story about the alcoholism and then also with your divorce. I thought those were really strong stories. And the first one, while impactful, could have been a little stronger. And then to challenge yourself, I think you could flesh this out into a longer speech. So you could take this at a lunch and learn and make it even bigger and be super motivational. So I thought you did a great job. I loved listening to it. And thank you for your speech today.